The date that you start Social Security can really impact the success of you and your spouse's retirement plan. And you probably know this already, but not every married couple understands the extent that these changes can make. And really, a lot of them are making costly mistakes when they're planning Social Security. They're obviously not doing this on purpose. It's just that the information on what to do isn't always clear. And they unknowingly make decisions that have big implications for themselves and for their spouse in the future. So in this video, I want to share what you need to know so that it doesn't happen to you, and then how to maximize your family benefit. But first, welcome. I'm Dave Zoller, and I own Streamline Financial. It's a retirement planning firm, and I run that company with Tim and Luke and Sean and then our team, and we created this channel for people like you who are in or close to retirement. If you'd like just one actionable tip per week about making your retirement just a little bit better, check out the 5-minute retirement link below. So today I want to share a quick story about how this great couple that we met recently, how they're thinking through the optimal income strategy for their plan. And Social Security planning is one of those age-specific strategies that we help clients think through and plan and then come up with an idea, but really it's not a one and done solution. A lot of people think this is the plan, okay, let's do it. But a lot depends on how long are you really gonna work? Is anything gonna change over the next few years? And a lot depends on what type of accounts you have and what is available for withdrawal. So there's a lot that goes into it. For example, this couple, they're 9 years apart. So the husband, we'll call him Paul, is 67, and then wife, we'll call her Jane, is 58. And the husband was looking at stopping work this year and starting Social Security as supplemental income. So the traditional planning technique would be, sure, 67, you're at full retirement age, that makes sense. But when we ran the scenario, and I'll show you a picture of it coming up, things looked good, but it brought up an important discussion. So let me see if I could pull this up for you now. And all right, so you're seeing this screen. So this helps us look into the future, as we often do with our clients. And we mapped out a scenario where Paul passes away at 84 and Jane is still 75. She's got a good family track record of living a long time, and Paul, not so much. Now, again, that doesn't mean it's definitely going to happen, but just looking at the odds, it seems that's a scenario we should plan for. What happens is that the Social Security benefit would actually decrease by $1,800. And that's using just today's values. That decrease happens because Paul's receiving about $3,000 a month if he were to start now or this year, and then Jane is receiving or scheduled to receive $1,800 per month. If Paul passes away though, Jane will be able to step up her benefit to what Paul's was if he passes away, to $3,000. But that $1,800 that she was taking goes away, essentially reducing her total benefit, really the family benefit, from $4,800 down to $3,000, a 37% decrease right around there. So the question becomes, should we delay Paul's benefit and instead use his other accounts, IRA or taxable accounts, to supplement income first so that he can continue to get an increase in Social Security? So now let's go to that slide. So in this example, here is Paul passing away at 84 and Jane is 75 at that time, and the Social Security example happens. What if he's able to delay till age 70? You can kind of see the increased green bars that pop up, and this is for the benefit of Jane. So if they're planning together as a couple, then this could make a lot of sense. Now, again, they're one case, they're one scenario, and their plan looks great here, and that allows them, really, when we're planning, we first want to cover the needs and just the essentials of living to make sure that everything is good and you feel confident with what you're doing. And then you can look at some of the wants or the fun things to add on top of those needs expenses and see how that impacts your plan moving forward. And coming up, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why it might make sense for you to do something similar. I'll give you 3 scenarios when it could make sense. But for Paul and Jane, if he waits to claim his benefit and draw from investment accounts first, then his benefit could increase to $3,900 per month. And that's why we're seeing that green back at the start here. So what we put in as the tentative plan right now is to do that. And again, things could change for this plan and for this couple because life changes, but that's what we have for now, because it was important to maximize future benefits for Jane if Paul were to pass away. So let's go over 3 reasons when this sort of scenario could make sense for you. And by the way, There's a lot of factors that go into these kinds of decisions, and I'm sure you're aware, having the ability to map out these scenarios and arrive at the best possible decision is a real benefit to retirees. And also, you already know this isn't specific advice for you because we're not talking about your specific situation. It's really just to share an example of how another couple did it and how they think through this process of planning. And if you're thinking about planning in this way, I recommend meeting with your own financial professional before making a decision. And if you're realizing that there's a big difference between the last 30 years of saving for this retirement date and using these things, and now you're getting to the point where you are going to start using them and figuring out the tax impact, the withdrawal strategy and income and the investment strategy in retirement. If you're not getting that sort of help right now, feel free to reach out to us. We don't always have time, but I'll get back to you either way. If you go to the website, I'll be able to get back to you somehow. So here are the 3 reasons when it could make sense to do the strategy of delaying. So the first one is just to remember that delaying from 67 or really to any age, that means you're not receiving quite a bit of money from Social Security. So that's just something to get over for Paul specifically in this. He's not receiving over $100K for those 3 or so years where he's delaying it. And that's a lot, but it could be worth it if your spouse is going to live longer than you are. The trade could also make sense for couples who have available funds in accounts other than the Social Security funds that they're going to be drawing from. So other accounts they can use. It could also make sense for couples who have that significant gap in age. Sometimes makes sense for that. And then also couples whose spouse, well, at least one of them has a long, or they're healthy and they have a history of living a long time. That's when it could make sense. So I hope this example of another couple was helpful as you're thinking about your own income plan and Social Security plan. If it was, please click the like button. And if you like these kinds of retirement specific videos, subscribe so that you don't miss the next one. And then I'll see you there. Take care.